Oh yeah! That's how Intrinzik's gonna do that shit right here on HorrorcoreNews.com, motherfuckers. Mr. UGH himself. The longest running mixtape volume in fucking history. Intrinzik, what's cracking, homie? Let's do this.
What's good, HorrorcoreNews.com? It's your boy INT Intrinzik, about to lay it down on y'all. The #1 hustler in the underground, getting interviewed right here, thanks to my man Horrorcore Chris and the rest of the staff at HorrorcoreNews.com, baby.
Alright, man, when did you first get involved with music?
I got into music a long time ago, like 25 years ago.
Alright, that was good to learn about you. Now, when in the hell did you start playing drums, man? I seen you beat on that motherfucking shit, and you just look dope as fuck.
12 years old, I wanted to play drums, so my mom's like, yo, try guitar first. I tried guitar, didn't really like it. I tried bass, I didn't really like it. I tried the tambourine, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, I need a drum set. So I got into music and hustling around the same time, because as all of you people know, music is expensive. And I was too young to have a job, so I went to the local music store, and I'm like, yo, I will help you guys set up drums, put away inventory, whatever you need to do to start, you know, when you guys close the doors, I can play the drums at night, and we can get some stuff going. So every night, maybe twice a week, when the store closed, I would take the shipments off the truck, I would open up the boxes, I would put together the drum sets, I would put away the cymbals and the sticks and organize the room, and then when the sets were all put together, me and a few buddies would get to jam out on the drums. So from a very early age, I learned that music is very expensive to do, and hustling is part hand in hand with music, you know what I mean? So I played drums for a very long time, and that was how I got into it and how I got into hustling to support my music habit, you know what I mean?
Now, what can you tell your fans about Fall Guy that they might not know about?
Fall Guy was the first band, like real band, that I was part of where I was no longer a drummer and I went into the lead vocalist mode, you know what I'm saying? So for those of you who don't know, Fall Guy was a hip-hop metal band that I was in. We started out as a 5-piece band. We started playing shows with like Twisted and ICP. We did a couple release parties for them, Tech Nine. And what happened was, at first we were a metal band doing like Hatebreed shows and Mushroom Head and stuff like that. And our promoter thought it would be funny at the time to put us on Twisted shows to see us get booed off the stage. But what happened was, we didn't get booed off the stage. We got mad love from the Juggalos. So from there, we were on tour with another band called Dog Fashion Disco, who the Juggalos were not feeling. So we just kind of grabbed their spot on the tour and finished off the Mirror Mirror West Coast leg of the tour. And from there, we just kind of developed our bass player and drummer didn't really want to be part of the Juggalo underground type of scene. So we just turned them into a DAT machine. We put the drums and bass on DAT. I did the drums anyway in the studio, so we had a DAT player, we had 2 guitar players, and me doing the vocals. And from there, we had a pretty good run. We've released Fall Guy, Trapped Inside, Fall Guy, EP, Fall Guy, Apocalypse 67, and had a big run. We had a couple international releases in Japan, and you know, it was a good run. And what happened was, I started going solo. Driver's now the guitar player of Eric Church, one of the biggest country artists in the world, and Joe Dank went to start his own company doing guitar amps. So here we are today, right?
Now everybody's interested in what does 6T7 stand for. We've seen it at the end of your name on Twitter and other things on the web. Does it stand for anything? Does it mean anything?
The 6T7 thing, it means a couple things, right? our fans started showing up wearing 67 shirts, throwing up 67, yelling 67. And we were all like, what the hell is 67? And if you go 6 is F and 7 is G, then FG. And the T is like a cross, you know, because in the Christian Catholic religion, the cross is the sacred symbol, but it's also the torture device. So it holds a very big significance there, because while Fall Guy was our release, our outlet to express our emotions, it was also a torture symbol, because the industry is very crazy, especially when you're trying to move up, and the higher you go, the more fucked up the people involved and making the business decisions are. So, and we just rolled with the 67 thing, and then 6T7, it also spells out 67. So just kind of play on symbolism and words and numbers and whatnot. And you can hear the song like 67, the sixth letter, seventh letter, and we just kind of rolled with it, you know. So a lot of the Fall Guy stuff, the Fall Guy Army, was all started by our original fan base, and I think that was pretty cool.
All right, now everybody out there really wants to know who influenced Intrinzik himself to rap.
Who or what influenced me to rap? You know, it's hard to say one thing, because life is a series of events that leads to one, you know, that just feeds into one another. So who inspired me? I mean, I first got into rap a long time ago when the Ghetto Boys self-titled album came out, Ice Cube, America's Most Wanted, NWA. So that West Coast gangster stuff, that really inspired me to like hip-hop. You know, from before that, I was into Metallica and the heavy metal thing, and then hip-hop became really edgy, almost like the heavy metal. And I remember when I was a rollerblader back in probably 5th grade, I had the Ghetto Boys all tagged up on my rollerblades, and I would write out the Ghetto Boys lyrics on my notebooks just to see what it looked like. Just because the heavy metal songs, Metallica songs I was listening to were 8-minute songs, and they had like 5 words in them. So to hear all this lyricism in music was a cool thing to me. So I would just start writing the lyrics out from my memory, and that kind of built my memory skills to where, you know, I have probably 150, 200 songs out on iTunes, and I could probably tell you all of the lyrics still. So I'd start writing down the lyrics from memory as much as I could. My whole notebook was filled with the first Ghetto Boy album. And from there, I could start rapping. I could start rapping their music. I never thought myself that I would get into rap music until, obviously, you know, Eminem came out. And, you know, you guys can front all you want, but Eminem made every white person want to rap, myself included. And he made it like, oh, it could be cool to rap and be white, because Vanilla Ice made it look kind of gay. And, you know, whatever, like, Ice Ice Baby was kind of whack, you know? Like, I liked the song, but it didn't make me want to go, I want to be a rapper, because the pants and the eyebrow thing, it just wasn't hitting home with me. But, you know, I think most white rappers out there would be lying to say Eminem wasn't, like, the main guy who was just like, oh, okay, I can do this now. So probably Eminem, but to get to Eminem, and for Eminem to get to where he was at, had to have had all the NWA, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Tupac, you know what I'm saying? So it's a gradual progression. So a lot of influences caused me to rap. Also, being a songwriter but a drummer, you know, the only way I could really express what I wanted to say was through hip-hop, because I can't really sing. I can scream, and that's why I went to metal. But, you know, Eminem probably influenced me to rap, and the fact that I wanted to still be a performer and use my own lyrics inspired me to rap. So what and who, that's probably where you want to break it down to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's sick. We got love for all those artists you just named off here at Horrorcore News. Now check it out. Who was your favorite artist you ever did work with?
My favorite artist that I worked with was probably Jason Cruz from Strung Out. I was just on MySpace one day. Our old punk rock band used to open up shows for Strung Out, and I was just on MySpace saying, "Yo, dude, I've been a fan. You know, done a lot of shows with you guys back in the day. Do you want to do a song together?" Like within 2 days, he's like, "Yeah, just fly me out there. We'll knock it down." And he's a punk rock musician, you know what I mean? So punk rockers aren't used to getting paid for collaborating like hip hop artists are. Like hip hop, it's like you want to collab, the first thing is like, well, how much, you know? Because there's a respect there in hip hop, and there's also a money aspect to hip hop, which doesn't really happen in punk rock too much. So he flew down, he did the song, he wrote the whole thing. You know, I was like, what can I do for you? You know, he's like, I don't. He was even paying for his own meals when we went out, and I'm like, no, I'll pay for the meals, dude, because for me that was like my favorite musician at the same time doing a song with me. And the song is off the hook. It's called Live Fast, Die Young. It's on Intrinzik Fall Guy Resurrection album. You can buy it on iTunes and all that. And then I would have to say in the hip hop genre, Proof was the shit. Now, Proof didn't do it for free because obviously there's that hip hop money aspect there. But he did it relatively cheap and did a lot of different things. And he was all about the business and the songwriting process. He didn't, you know, smoke a bunch of weed before he recorded. He didn't, you know, party, drink a lot of alcohol. He was just sitting there doing his lyrics, and then he spit it, and he heard the hook to Dead or Alive. He's like, I want to sing that hook with you. Didn't even ask him to, so he was feeling the song, and then he did the radio drops for my favorite song, and then the little verse for Flow is Timeless, all, you know, one session real quick. So those are my two favorite. Jason Cruz of Strung Out and Proof of D12. Best collabs I ever worked with, you know what I mean?
Now, if you could do a collab with anybody, who would it be? I mean, they could be alive, they could be dead, but if you could have collabed with anybody in this whole fucking world, who the fuck would it be?
You know, if I could collab with anyone else right now, I mean, Mike Patton, like, he would be the shit to work with. I don't even know what would happen. I mean, I'm not really, I'm not doing hip hop that much anymore. So it would probably be some sort of tripped out screamo hip hop metal thing with him. That's about it, man. I don't really, I'm at the point now where I'm not really trying to do all sorts of collabs. But Mike Patton would be sweet. You know, I don't know. There's got to be some chick, you know, super hot singer chick out there. I like Christina Aguilera. She's really good. Whatever, man. I don't know. But that's all it is right there.
Now, we know you rocked hella shows throughout all these years. How many shows did you do, you think? A little rough draft. And what was your favorite show you did?
A lot, man. I used to weekend warrior it. I'd work, you know, Monday through Thursday, go on a plane, do Friday, Saturday, Sunday night shows every weekend with Funk Junkies or someone else. Can't even count how many shows I've done since punk rock days, hip hop days, but a lot of shows. Favorite show probably was Celebrity Theater with Tech Nine. It was like 2,500 people. It was the big stage. I always dreamed of playing there. Tech Nine shows are always off the hook. And then when I do my Hustle Manias, those are off the hook because everyone's there to see me, which is, you know, when you open up for Tech or you know, ICP, no one's, you know, people are there to see you, but they're there to see ICP. But Hustle Mania, the artists are there to play shows with me, and the fans are there to watch me perform. So we had a pretty cool Hustle Mania in Worcester, Mass, in Allentown, PA, in Tucson, in Phoenix, in Beardstown, Illinois. So all sorts of good stuff, man. Hustle Mania. We're going to keep it going, too.
All right, man. Can you tell us if you got any tours in the works?
There's no tours in the works. I'm really not, you know, doing the rap thing that much. Between the Underground Hustlin and all my other side businesses, there's just not time, and you know, I gotta be in the right mindset to do hip hop, and with all the business I do, with the playing cards and the collaborations and the mixtapes and the studio work, it's really tough to get focused on my album, which is like still 80% done. So, the tours, not there's nothing. I don't really want to play shows anymore, really, because I don't have time, dude. It's a lot of rehearsal and flyers and promoting and selling tickets and sound. It's just like a lot of work for 20 minutes on stage, and to me, at this point, it's not worth it anymore. I've done all the opening up for big artists. I've done the selling tickets thing. I've done it all, and it got me where I am now. And I don't really want to do it unless it's like the right thing and it's a good business deal for me. But there's going to be tours coming up with UGH, but whether or not I'm on it or whoever is on it is another story.
All right, man. Now this is a crazy question that everybody wants to know. When and what made you start Underground Hustlin? We cannot believe how big it is and how successful it is. When and what made you do it, man?
What started Underground Hustlin', it was just a one-time idea. I was sitting at the airport after South by Southwest we did with Tech Nine, and I was just like, it's a damn shame we're doing all these huge shows and no one's leaving with our music. So when we get back, we had all these Tech Nine shows lined up. I'm like, we're gonna make CDs. We're gonna ask local Phoenix artists if they want to be on it. They pay $100, and we didn't even give them copies. We just gave them all out at these shows, like 3,000 CDs of the first UGH. And from there, I was like, well, this works. And obviously, it's been 5+ years now, and we're still rocking and rolling. Actually, I think it's 6 years coming up. So, 6 years, 44 album, 44 volumes, some of them doubles, 250,000 copies out there. And the Hustlemania concert series and all that. So I didn't really have a blueprint at the time, like, yo, we're gonna do this 6 year thing with all these albums. It was just a one-time thing, and it just snowballed. By like volume 3, it was already out in the East Coast and international. So sometimes you just gotta have ideas and then keep tweaking them. You can't just have an idea and fail at it and stop the whole process. You just gotta keep tweaking and tweaking the idea.
All right, man. Now, can you tell everybody what Underground Hustlin' is about? What you guys can provide and do? What does Underground Hustlin' really do?
And what Underground Hustlin' is, it's a people say, are you going to start a record label? Well, hello, I have 80 artists. I have 44 releases. I have hundreds of thousands of CDs in multiple countries. All these record labels on Facebook and stuff, they have like 5 artists. They do Kunaki, like a couple hundred CD run, and they call themselves a label, but do they have an LLC? Do they have a distribution channel other than like their shows? Do they have artists all over the world pushing their product? You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's not a label where I'm developing artists personally. It's a label where the artists are developing themselves, and then they're putting their albums out with my stamp of approval on it, and it's going out in multiple countries. You know what I mean? So it is a record label. It's an artist services company where we do mixing, mastering, graphic design, promotion, booking. I like to help manage artists, and where I can put them in their towns, in their regions, I can plug them into shows and stuff. We just started our first trading card, our first playing card deck. It's at the press now. I'm really excited for that. Horrorcore News actually representing in there with a little card. But that was exciting to me. We got 56 cards in a deck, custom box. You see the pictures all on Facebook. And it's rocking and rolling. We already got the design for the next card. I saw the first card the other day. It is sick. It's really sick. Like, it's a whole nother level. So it's our biggest selling product because no one's selling playing cards. Everyone's selling CDs. So you have to kind of do what everyone else isn't doing. You know what I mean? Because if people want a playing card deck, hello, I have the only one. All the hustlers on the deck have the only playing card deck. Well, they have CDs as well, but so does everyone else. So you got to do different products and be creative with that too. So UGH is an artist services record label. If you want to, sum it up into 4 words right there, you know what I mean?
Alright, people may be wondering, when you place these tracks on these UGH volumes, does it go in order by what's best, or just what best fits the CD and all?
You know, obviously, like, the people with big collabs go first, you know, because A, people want to hear the songs with Tech Nine, with Blaze, with, you know, Boondocks and all that, and collabs with the hosts. People want to hear that, and usually the songs are better. And if you paid that much money for a collab, I feel you have more. You're more serious about getting heard. So, and then you know, if you want better track placement, it is a fee, because it's just like advertising in a magazine. If you want to be on the cover, it's going to cost you more than being in the middle or in the back. You know what I'm saying? If the song's really dope, put it there. It's hard to tell if it's a new hustler. Usually they go towards the end. It's a seniority thing. It's a collab thing. It's just a whole bunch of factors. It's a how I'm feeling at that day thing. So, you know, get a collab with me and that shit's going way up front. You know what I mean? It's a money thing. It's just how business rolls, you know? A lot of people ask me to cut them deals on stuff, but this is my livelihood, you know what I mean? So if I walk into McDonald's, or if I walk into Walmart, or if I walk into, you know, wherever people are working and say, yo, let me get 15 whatever for free just because I'm down, you know, they're not going to do it. So I don't really do it for them. It's just how it works. Money is just a tool for respect and for keeping the ball rolling, you know? So, you know, that's how it rolls. At least I'm upfront about it, you know what I mean? A lot of people say they're not doing it for money, but I'm doing it for money, and I'm doing it because when people see their dreams manifest, it makes me feel good, you know? And I like seeing my dreams manifest too, and the UGH is my dream. Intrinzik is no longer my dream, you know what I mean? It's helping out the other artists, and of course I'm going to charge money for it, and of course I'm going to get rich from it because I'm helping other people, you know what I mean? So that's what it's all about.
Alright, INT, now here's another question. Have you ever thought about starting a UGH DVD volume where artists could do the same thing, but put music videos and shows and, you know, commercials for their merchandise or whatsoever? Have you ever thought about that?
You know, the UGH DVD, it hasn't really gotten very far, but it's a work in progress. People need to get their footage together. Footage of them at shows passing out UGH CDs, footage of them getting people chanting UGH. That's my dog. People talking about how UGH helped them. Once I have the playing cards out, there'll be videos of dudes playing cards, stuff like that. We also have Cut Calhoun coming in the studio next month, so he'll be doing some stuff with the cards, some promo with the albums and stuff. So, you know, it's just I don't want to just put out a DVD. I want to put out a documentary and you know, lots of dope stuff. So it's coming. I don't really rush things anymore because it doesn't make a difference. You know, I'm comfortable. I don't see the reason to keep pushing out product if it's not like totally dope. So it'll be out. There'll be a lot of good stuff on there. It's just I don't know when, you know.
Alright, man, dope ass interview. I want to thank you very much, INT, for doing this interview. It was a dope ass interview. Glad to have Mr. UGH himself on this motherfucker. Any artists out there that are trying to get your fucking name out, fuck with undergroundhustlin.com. Check them out.
I want to thank horrorcorenews.com for the opportunity to speak to their fan base. I want to thank Horrorcore Chris for all his support with UGH and the deck of cards and all the good stuff we're doing right now. That's about it, y'all. It's INT Intrinzik. We got Underground Hustlin 45 coming up, hosted by Strange Music's very own Cut Calhoun. I'll be doing some songs on there, features. I'm about to work on this new one, Cold Blooded Killer Part 2, featuring my boy C Danger, and that's it. Horrorcore, UGH. You know, we just added Mars to the team to do some more host generating, to do some website. The website will be up soon. We got our web store. undergroundhustlin.bigcartel.com. You can buy the deck of cards. You can buy all the past UGHs. The website will have all the old UGHs for free download. Again, we'll have artist interviews, reviews, advertising. It's going to be the bomb. It's going to be a good hub for all the underground people to chill out with. So peace out, Horrorcore News. Big shout out to Chris and the rest of the staff there. It's INT, baby. Underground Hustlin. I'm going to do this one time. You ready? Oh, yeah! Peace.
Intrinzik. Peace, homie. Everybody check us out on the next interview, horrorcorenews.com. I'm out. Peace.